Welcome back to the KickNPost YouTube channel and podcast with your hosts Jamal Thompson and Matt Avila. Welcome back to Teal and Steel, episode 4, season 2. How are you doing today, Matt Avila?
I'm doing good. Look, you got me the bed for the day. It's banging. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good, man. It's been a good day. Not the best of weeks, though.
I mean, for you guys.
No. I mean, y'all got a dub, so that feels pretty
We got to win. I mean, was it pretty?
No, never is.
It's a Steelers football. We ain't never pretty.
No,
but
working class. It's for the working
class. You know?
Yeah.
We got to show how we work.
Yeah. I forgot who y'all played. Who did y'all beat?
The Packers.
Rookie quarterback.
It was okay team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely on like the mid-level of teams.
Very mid.
Yeah.
I think they have something there brewing, but as of this year, take your W while you can.
Yeah.
Us on the other hand, we played the Avengers. So there's some Chase Young out there. There was some Deebo Samuel out there. Some Trent Williams out there. Some Christian McCaffrey out there. Some Brandon Ayuk out there. Some George Kittle out there. There was a lot of guys out there. And they all got a little piece.
I think a lot of them ate. Actually, how well did Chase Young play? Because I looked at the stats. I didn't think he
got a sack, I think.
Did he?
Yeah, that's what I was told. If not, he got some QB pressures, which, they needed that apparently. I guess Nick Bosa wasn't enough, but...
Yeah. Even though Nick Bosa's kind of had like a little bit of an off year this year.
This is true. But it was not even close. We looked out of sorts on offense. I think there was a clip of audio getting picked up where they're like, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And somebody said, we don't. And I was like, oh, damn.
Do you know who that was?
No.
Do you recognize the voice?
No, who was it?
I don't know.
I was about to say.
I imagine it was one of the...
Whoever it is, cut him. That's all I want to know.
I mean, it looked bad. Like I think it was like Trevor telling the receivers where to go, and then the Niners player said that, which I think was what's his name?
Fred Warner?
I think it was Fred Warner.
Yeah, it feels like he's just a savage in that regard. Feels like he'd be the bully to do that.
Hey, no line on your team. I mean, he was being real. I mean, he saw.
I don't need reality in that one. I need you to shut up.
Just do your job.
Just do your job. I don't need you to commentate. You're not on a podcast.
It's true.
I am. Be quiet. Get in your stance. Pretend like you know what's going on. Don't hit us with the we don't. Knowing as hell. I'm starting to transition into hating my offensive coordinator as well.
Who has been calling your plays? Is it the OC or
Pete something?
Okay.
He's not like as famous as Matt Canada.
It's like Fire Pete kind of level?
It's getting there. People are like, Doug Pearson just has this thing about keeping this guy around. And our offense has looked out of sorts. And anybody who can't figure out how to use Ridley is starting to really grind my gears. So, yeah.
How many yards did he post up last week?
8. I don't know. Something really low. Lord. Something depressing. I played him in fantasy, so trust me. I know. I don't know what to assess that as. I don't really know what to do. The entire offense looked like crap. Trevor looked like crap. We chalk it up to it being the Niners and them needing that win because, I mean, losing 3 in a row, the chances of them losing 4 in a row wasn't very high. I still bet on the Jags, but the chances of them losing 4 in a row was not very high. They came out, they delivered. We got the Titans coming up this week. I'm hoping it's a get-right spot, but Derrick Henry likes to do what he does against our defense. So,
I mean, I'm not going to overreact too much about you guys' loss because it's like what you said last week. The Niners needed their bye week. It's almost like you guys didn't want your bye week. You guys were on a roll, and then the Niners just got right. So they destroyed my team as well first week. We knew the Niners are going to lose 4 in a row. I think it was just a bad circumstance for you guys. Still a lot of talent though. You just need to be able to create some plays for Calvin.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk got his, but we need to find a way to get Calvin involved. ETN I don't think really had that great of a game either. It just kind of just seemed like a not really well coached game. So whatever mindset or game plan they had going into it just wasn't it for the Jags.
No, it was not. And I really don't know where. I know you say you don't overreact, but we're in a situation now.
I'm typically the one that doesn't overreact though, because I mean you guys still have a 6-3 record. That's still like
but we have a really tough gauntlet ahead. I mean, it got a little bit easier, I think, now that the Bengals lost Joe Burrow. Sorry, Joe. Out for the season.
R.I.P. Joe.
But we had he ain't dead.
For the year he is.
I mean, I guess when you put it that way.
I'm not saying that he's dead. I'm just saying like for the year he's done.
You watch Hunger Games yesterday, and now you're just like everybody just dies if they're no longer in the game.
No.
It's crazy.
I think you're taking this out of sorts.
Anyway. We got the Ravens on the horizon. We got a Texans team that everybody's crowning as the new AFC South favorites.
A little too soon to say that, but
I think so as well. But I mean, they did stomp us out 37-17 at home, and now we're going into Houston. So
they're definitely someone to watch.
yeah,
And I hate to say it to you guys, but past this year, they might be a problem. They're gonna be a problem for you guys for a
might
while.
they will.
Yeah, they probably.
Now, I mean, I don't want to kind of crap on what CJ Stroud is doing as a rookie, but they're gonna have a full year of tape. I would like to see him repeat it again his sophomore year. But this rookie year has been amazing, and the poise has been crazy.
Yeah, it's been nice for the boy.
He's so mature. It's wild.
You see that video with him and like Tom Brady asking for advice, and Tom Brady gave him like this amazing answer.
Yeah,
it was a cool moment to see from
yeah.
a guy that's CJ Stroud, your first year, a good question to ask. So, I take it back. He's gonna be a problem for y'all.
What, this year?
Forever.
Yeah.
For the next 15 years.
Okay. Hopefully, it'll help Trevor rise to the occasion.
But the thing is, Trevor's also that guy. So
I believe so.
It might
People
be
started to question it a little bit. I mean, not the best statistical year. 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Not really high passing yardage either. I don't think he's really had any. If he has maybe one 300-yard passing game.
I feel like he hasn't really turned up this year.
He hasn't gotten there yet. And despite that, the defense with turnovers, very timely turnovers. And Travis Etienne having his way pretty much on both sides of the ball, receiving and rushing. It's kind of kept the offense afloat, kind of kept things going, but it has not been the high-powered offense that we were projecting the Jags to be this year.
Yeah.
So it's had people take a little bit of step back, especially when you have his counterpart in the division, CJ, lighting it up, almost at 3,000 yards total for the year already. So,
it's gonna be some good. It's kind of good for Trevor in a way. Good
I think so.
competition. It's gonna make him rise a little bit more. So.
We haven't even talked about AR coming back healthy. Will Levis looking poised as well. It could be really a tough division going forward if people are able to figure out different aspects of their game.
The only thing is like all those teams are just like, you guys have a few years on them, and you should, in theory, you should be able to see those years for the Jags, like really stacking up against them, being more poised, being more experienced. But I guess we'll see. I mean, my man CJ Stroud he's just cooking out there.
Yeah.
It don't even matter about experience. No,
it doesn't. It does not. Speaking of people cooking, though, Kenny Pickett isn't.
He's not.
He is not cooking. They dropped the stat that this year CJ Stroud has 14 passing touchdowns. Or was it 17? Might be 17 now. 17
he
passing
has more
touchdowns.
Passing touchdowns than Kenny
does in 2 years, yeah. Which is unfair to do to Kenny as well. Different offenses, different style of football. But you do have to bring into question, like,
is he the guy?
Is he the guy?
Yeah, and then that's a question I brought up last week, where I was like, Kenny, I'm watching.
Yeah.
I'm starting to notice that this isn't just a Matt Canada fault.
No.
It's a mixture at this moment. I'm seeing missed throws. I'm seeing missed opportunities. I'm seeing playing it safe with the ball. Not great decisions. Not going through your reads. Like, that's what I'm starting to see this entire year. And I've been trying to make the excuse that's Matt Canada. Kenny's still young. But when you see people like CJ Stroud turning up, you see people like Joshua Dobbs that's been thrown into these random situations and being able to turn up. It does bring up a question like, is Kenny's ceiling worth what we're getting out of him? Because the ceiling, we always knew the ceiling for Kenny was going to be pretty low. Like, we always knew this. The best case scenario for Kenny, in my opinion, was like a Kirk Cousins level person after like so many years. Or maybe even like a Derek Carr. Like, that was like best case scenario, but we thought the defense and the weapons would have been good enough to really get him across that point. But I'm just watching and I just don't see it. And I'm starting to worry that we have the wrong guy. And with the Steelers organization being such a loyal group, they're probably going to talk themselves into thinking that Kenny is the guy. So, who knows? But, I mean, I'm not completely out yet. But
they don't have any money tied into him. But the one thing that I feel like your organization is always going to suffer, you guys don't lose enough. So, to get the right guy in there, it's either going to have to be, when you guys were tied to Jalen Hurts back in the day, it's going to have to be some type of situation like that. Some quarterback with some intangibles, not really the best measurables technically coming out of the combine or something like that, to slip a bit. You guys kind of mold them. That's the only way I could really see you guys kind of finding your guy, because you're not going to really draft a first-round talent.
Yeah, that's why I said best case scenario for, is Kenny is like a Kirk Cousins, where he's gonna be good enough where you'll win some games, but you're not gonna be able to have like a top 10 pick You're always going to be like in the 20s to make your selections and all these type of things. So you're going to have to find a guy, either late in the draft in the first round or find somebody in the late second round. Who knows? Jalen Hurts was somebody that was available last year.
I liked Hendon Hooker for y'all.
Hendon Hooker was available, and Levis even fell to the second round. I wasn't a big fan of Levis, but and it probably would have been dumb for us to take a guy like Levis, but maybe a Hendon Hooker would have been a good one to kind of
see what you had in mold and have him in the building.
But I get why we wouldn't take him. So I'm not going to sit here and fault him, but I think that if Kenny still continues the way he's been, I think next year's draft, we're definitely going to probably pick up somebody.
It's necessary, man, because you have young receiver who's starting to lose confidence, I think. Well, not lose confidence in himself, but lose confidence in the mission. Frymuth's coming back from IR. That's a nice addition to the offense. Yeah. Should help things move a little bit smoother. Another pair of hands to
he's always been our safety blanket for Kenny. So.
Yeah, a little first down action. Try to get things moving a little bit. Jalen Warren seems to have gotten a little bit of an upgraded role. To me, it looks like he already had that to an extent, but now in name,
it felt like Jalen Warren had all like the more important touches. The third downs, and if we needed like a play.
He was on the field more.
I felt like you gave it to Jalen, and then the first down plays, second down plays, we gave it to Najee. I think you mentioned that you heard something about Jalen being the number one.
Yeah, might have gotten the starter.
I haven't seen that, but I mean, I'm not complaining about that. I think still Najee's an okay back. That's the thing is he's an okay back. It almost seems like Jalen is like almost I would say a good to a great back. That burst that you see, his balance, his contact balance is amazing. He's a good pass catcher. I mean, I don't know why. I have no reason to think that Jalen Warren is bad by any means. So, whereas Najee, I mean, just watch him run. You can see something kind of clear here.
Looks like he has jeans on.
Looks like he got jeans on. You can tell he's just slow. He's still a brute, but
he is a brute.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's. It brings into question like, is he? I don't want to say 100%, but he's like.
It doesn't look like
he's fit. Like, I don't know if he's fit.
It just doesn't look like rookie year Najee.
No.
It just doesn't look like it. And I do understand that rookie year Najee was pampered with, Big Ben, just throwaways, here you go.
I know, but he was turning them into something.
He still was a 1,000-yard rusher. It just looks like he's just not.
He looks like, I don't want to say he has anything nagging, but he looks like an older back. You couldn't tell me that this guy's only been in the league for 3 years? Yeah, he looks like he's been going at it 6.
The thing I think about Najee, though, is even when we first drafted him, I didn't really say this a whole lot, but I always could tell he was just slow. And he always looked really uncomfortable to watch. I never watched Najee highlights in Alabama because it just didn't look good. For some reason. I don't know what it was, but obviously he had the stats to back it up. He had the first round to back it up. He make some crazy hurdles sometimes. So, there were some cool things to look at there. So I kind of got past it. But I think it really is catching up to him, that ability to not really burst through the hole. Pause. Be able to burst through the hole and make some big splash plays is really starting to show right now. And I think Jalen Warren is just almost a better version right now. So,
I got no disagreement with that. How do you think this shakes up for your team going into a pretty solid matchup against a Browns team who just found out no Watson for the rest of the year? Shoulder injury is a little bit more serious than previously thought, so they decided to move on, and it sounds like it's going to be DTR over PJ Walker this week.
Yeah. Which I could imagine if DTR just fumbles the bag. I mean, he's probably on a short leash.
I don't understand it. I get he was electric in preseason, and he used his legs very well against a Steelers D-line that could really get active, but as a passer, I feel like he left a lot to be desired still.
His PJ has some experience last year. I think he also was pretty good in the XFL, right?
And even this year, he's come in and he's gotten a win against a 5-0 Niners team at the time, and I think he got a win against the Cardinals as well. He's kept him afloat as that guy to come in, but
yeah, there's definitely something, to ask some questions about, but I wonder if it's just practice and stuff. Doesn't look good in practice.
Maybe.
Whereas DTR looks really good. But I bet you DTR's on a short leash, though. So.
Yeah, I would project him being on a fairly short leash as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like this game is going to be a very low-scoring game. One of those classic AFC North, many field goals, not many touchdowns type of deal.
Yeah.
What are the keys to victory you feel like for the Steelers going into this matchup?
Turnover Turnovers need to be in our favor. This is going to be a grimy game.
Is Minka back yet?
He might. I think he's questionable. He wasn't there last week. I got to check to see if he plays this week. But it's going to be an ugly game. So we need to win. We need to win all the little things, the turnover matchups, the penalties, and we need to be able to execute on offense at least enough to make it where the Browns just can't keep up either. And as the Steelers defense, try to not give up as many yards. Let's not give them a bunch of field goals to win the game, because it's one of those games that field goals are going to matter. So them getting 3 field goals, shoot, that could win you the game, honestly. I mean, the Steelers' offense is nothing to be desired. It's not a great offense. So we need to fix up a little bit of the empty yardage that a lot of teams get against us. And then, like I said, on offense, we need to be able to score at least if we can score, I think, 10 to 14 points, we have a good chance of winning that game. So
10 to 14 to win the game is crazy.
And it's going to be ugly.
Wow.
It's going to be ugly. This very well could be a 9-3 game. It very well could be something like that.
AFC North football, man. Gotta love it.
I mean, as a Steelers fan, though, I mean, we're looking good right now. I mean, it was a great. I mean, not for bad circumstances, but we're looking pretty good. I mean, Joe Burrow is out for the year. Deshaun's out for the year. The Ravens are probably going to stay at the number 1 position for now. But us being at 6-3, we almost have a walk-in playoff position. The rest of the games that we have, the next few games at least, really isn't crazy.
Straight rookie quarterbacks, I think, actually.
Yeah. So we have a lot of things to be happy about as a Steelers fan. So we just need to make sure that we win the games that we're supposed to win. We should win the Browns game. I need to look at the rest of our schedule, but like you said, it's a bunch of rookie quarterbacks, so we should be able to win those games. But it's good to be a Steelers fan right now. But the thing is are we going to turn up the second half like we normally do? Because we need to. Because right now, we go into the playoffs.
I feel like you guys have. I mean, unfortunately, there's not really. I don't want to say the formula to success during cold weather football, because it's not like you guys are lighting it up at the quarterback position or anything like that. But Najee being the brute that he is, I feel like we'll start seeing if he's healthy, which I'm starting to question if we'll ever get back to what Najee looked like his rookie year.
I'm gonna say I'm already in the boat that he's not.
Yeah,
I don't think he's ever gonna look the same.
But a combination of him and Jalen Warren in cold weather, I feel like it gets you guys through a lot of those tough games potentially.
Last game was a really good. For running the ball, I was really happy to see it.
Both of them over 75 yards rushing. Both of them with a rushing touchdown or a touchdown in general. I don't know if Jalen Warren's was rushing, but
yeah, I think he had a rushing touchdown, and then so did Najee. Jalen Warren had over 100 all-purpose yards. It was a good game, you know. And for the Steelers' offense, for us been struggling so much, I'm glad that we won at something.
Yeah,
and we won in the running game. So if we can continue that concept. And get George Pickens a little more involved.
Need to get that boy more involved.
Need to get him more involved. Then I think we're looking good. If we can turn up the second half, because the playoffs is about who can get hot.
Yeah.
Late. So we have the record and the games ahead of us to really get hot. And all this ugliness that we've seen so far can get kind of thrown out the window. Now I don't know if we're really going to win a Super Bowl, but I mean it's such an ugly team. Not really. We're having questions about Kenny right now. So I doubt that we're going to sit here and win a Super Bowl. But to make a deep playoff push, if we can get hot in the second half, I mean, it's possible. And then a lot of the AFC has gotten hurt.
And who's not hurt is not really succeeding the best on offense or has question marks. You have the Miami Dolphins who have yet to perform well against a team with, barring, of course, Denver, who's been on a run lately. They really struggle against the better teams in the AFC. The Chiefs can't seem to figure it out on offense.
They're winning games, but it just don't look pretty.
The Jags are up and down. There's a lot of teams in the AFC where you feel like a solid defense and just enough on offense. And one of these AFC teams, the once very stacked conference, I feel like it's going to be a grinded out type of situation for whoever makes it out of the AFC.
Which I still think it's a stacked conference, but I think
I know it's stacked. I'm just saying, offensive wise.
Yeah, it just is not.
I don't see the powerhouse there anymore. I still think if Miami straightens themselves out, they have the best offense in the AFC right now.
Yep.
Devon
A-Chain's coming back.
I'm trying to say his name correctly.
Devon A-Chain.
It's like.
This is the stupid Bijan thing again. I don't care. Devon A-Chain just sounds
I'm
good.
Sorry. So, I apologize. I respect your name, Devon or Devin.
I think it's
because we might be saying it wrong.
I think we are saying it right.
But he's back this week, and that should really change the way the offense looks with that kind of speed. Offering him stuff out the backfield, whether it be rushes, whether it be screen passes, something. He's shown that ability on screen passes a lot. So, what was that?
It'll definitely add to the offense for sure.
Yeah, not a huge test, but don't get it twisted. That Las Vegas defensive line is gritty. They're playing for that interim coach very well.
I've been loving him.
Yeah,
the things that he's been saying. I respect him so far.
Perfect. So I'm not saying they have like a huge matchup coming up against the Vegas Raiders, but it's something to watch to see how that offense performs coming out of the bye week as well. Talking about matchups though, us against the Titans after that demoralizing loss, we need to light up the scoreboard. We need to show that the offense is actually explosive. I would like to see Trevor get involved a lot more. Wouldn't mind a 300-yard passing day from Trevor. I won't say the secondary can't be had, but they moved off of Kevin Byard at the trade deadline. They're not looking to really compete in the secondary anymore. You don't get rid of a guy like that. So this is an opportunity to kind of air it out a bit. See what you have there. They still have a little bit of a defensive line that could apply pressure, but nothing close to what the Niners have. So you should have more time back there. You got to set the imprint on the division as well, because even though I want to say like the Houston ranking Houston as the team possibly to beat in the AFC South is a little bit premature. They look good.
I think you guys need to make a statement right here.
Yeah,
this is our division, and by doing that, I think you guys really need to stop the Titans. Like this game can't be close.
It cannot be close.
And by no means can y'all lose this game either.
If we lose this one,
if y'all lose this one, it's not gonna be looking
rough.
Y'all.
It's not chalked, but Houston plays the Cardinals. And it's not a guaranteed win for Houston because Kyler Murray is back. And Houston's dealing with some injuries and trying to get right. And, of course, it's still a young team. But I think if Houston takes care of Arizona and we lose to the Titans, that pressure setting in could really be different this year for the Jags. Because there was a lot of expectation. And if you end up at, second place behind possibly somebody who's already getting MVP talks as a rookie in the league, it could get dicey. So they need to come on. They need to perform. I need to see generational Trevor. I need to see Ridley get more involved. Gotcha. Solid targets.
We need to see at least a 75-yard game from that man.
Something. Something. Find some way to get the ball to him. Keep utilizing Evan Ingram. I feel like we went away from that a little bit last week, but things got ugly really fast.
Yeah. Christian Kirk's been eating, which is not a bad thing, but we need to find ways to get Ridley involved to just make it look like, hey, we didn't just go get him for no reason.
Exactly.
Because right now it's looking like, why did y'all go get him? So
there's questions to be had, man. And I feel like he's starting to get frustrated as well.
I don't blame him.
So
because when you watch him, the talent's there. Like I feel like when I watch him, I feel like he's open a lot.
I mean, we watched him in Pittsburgh, and the plays he made. I mean, he only dropped like one that could have been cribbed. Like if he caught it, it's probably to the house. But he was getting open. He was beating his man fairly often. Sure hands. So I feel like, we just need to rely on that guy a little bit more.
Which makes me wonder if, like, in practice or maybe Trevor hasn't found a comfort zone with him.
I think it's a mix also of, Ridley had a blow-up year in Atlanta by himself, but predominantly for his career, he's been the Christian Kirk on the team. He doesn't really take the top off the defense necessarily. There's been a guy to stretch the field in most occasions and then him kind of eat underneath.
Which means, it was supposed to be like Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley, to me, in my opinion, are bad deep ball threats.
They're not, but I feel it's the same thing I referred to, though, where, they're very similar. They have very similar aspects to their game. Their run after catch is pretty solid, but I don't see a guy who's going to go up and high point the ball. I don't see anybody, they're, again, decent speed, but I don't see anybody who's just like a burner on the outside. That was more Zay Jones, but he's got a ton of other issues right now outside of football that he's got to figure out. So that's why I was hoping we'd make some kind of offensive move instead of drafting a running back in the third round and a tight end in the second round or whatever we did this past draft. So,
I still feel like a receiver would have been a question mark anyways, but...
but...
Because in theory, you guys had three... one star receiver, one almost a breakout receiver from last year, and then a very solid number 3 is Zay Jones. Zay Jones is now in that conversation to be one of the best third down receivers, not third down receivers, but
number 3s,
third options. So But I mean, I guess it could have made sense just in case. But
Just go get me T this offseason and I'll be okay.
T Higgins?
Yeah. They're not going to be able to pay him.
I
And
just,
there's
I
no
just don't think
championship to
y'all. I
keep
just
him
don't
there.
think y'all need it. I don't know. I feel like y'all have the pieces. Y'all just need to figure that out first.
I would like to have a receiver over like 5'8". I don't think that's a lot to ask.
Okay, now you're being disrespectful.
I just want a
Is
receiver.
it really like 6'1", 6'2"?
Maybe, but he's not an imposing
Then
receiver.
Evan Ingram, and then look. Here's the thing. Just to be flat out, you guys have weapons.
We do.
Y'all have the weapons. Y'all have the pieces. It may not be the most perfect. I got the size, and y'all have more pieces than the majority of teams that have. Like,
Just looking for some versatility.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like when you compare your team to a lot of other teams, you guys have a better layout than most teams. So right now the question should be, how do we get everybody involved? How do we get Ridley involved? How do we get Zay Jones back and done with this bullshit that he got going on? Like, that needs to be the mindset because, I mean, you guys have Travis Etienne, which is a great running back. Y'all
100%.
have a top 5-ish tight end in Evan Ingram. I don't know if he's top 5, but he's in that area.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley has been a proven receiver. It looks good on tape when you watch him. Christian Kirk is about like a top 15 receiver. I mean, especially in fantasy football, he was.
Yeah.
But he gets his targets. He gets his yards. He's a reliable guy. And like I said, Zay Jones is pretty good too. So y'all just need to figure it out. The T-Law is supposed to be in that conversation of a top 10 quarterback as well. So y'all just need to figure that out. Before we talk about getting 6'3", 6'5" guys, we need to figure out how do we get what we have right now working. In my opinion.
This should be the week where we should really figure it out. I hope. I don't think we have many options otherwise.
Y'all need to turn it. What would you say is like a good, what are you looking for score wise?
Over 21 points, easily, is what I would. I don't want to say easily, but I want it to look easy. Getting over 21
It should look
points.
comfortable.
And I mean 21 points on offense. I don't want any pick sixes to count into that. I would like it to be 21 points on offense. Consistency moving the ball, limiting the turnovers. Trevor at 6 interceptions at this point of the year is kind of high.
It's a little high, not crazy, but
let's dial it back a bit.
Especially in that Pittsburgh game, there were some questionable ones. Like, I was like,
the one in the red zone still, I do not see what he was looking at.
He literally just heard you say, "I need a touchdown" by Calvin, and said, "You know what? I'll just
let that thing loose," right? Yeah. But I think we need, when we're in the red zone, which has been an issue for 2 years now, so it's starting to become like, it's not just like maybe it's just a little bit of a mistake. No, it's becoming a trend now that in the red zone he turns the ball over, whether it be fumbles or interceptions, and that's leaving points on the board. Whether it be field goals or touchdowns. And against great teams, that hurts.
Which makes me get why you want a bigger receiver. I mean, I get that.
But if you can't hold on to the ball or you're going to make poor decisions, the receiver could be 8 feet tall. The ball's not going to get to him if you're making poor decisions.
If anything, I feel like you guys should work on that offensive line a little bit more.
100%. And I mean, we almost lost Cam Robinson. I'm glad he didn't leave, because then if he left in free agency, this team would look a lot uglier on the offensive line, and we could flesh that out a little bit more. But again, it's the same situation when you start being a little bit too good. You end up drafting offensive lines at the back end of the first, and they're not horrible, but the top graded guys are going to go top 10 every time.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't know really after this year, I don't know if any offensive linemen are really going to be on the market, and if you guys can even pay them. So
yeah, so it's something to look at, but I do need the offense to move smoothly. One of the bets I took this week is Trevor over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I would like to see that, not just for betting purposes, but because I feel like as somebody who has gotten beat up by the Niners this previous game and then kind of snuck away with one out there in Pittsburgh with everything going right for you, and then, the last few ones, barring even the Bills game in London, outside of that one deep pass to Calvin Ridley, which was like a blown coverage, grinded that one out too. I'm yet to see like that signature Trevor game where you're like, he lit up a team. I'm waiting to see that. And I know there's a mix of, other factors, obviously the offensive line and all that, but I need to see that.
If you have somebody in your division like C.J. Stroud, this is a moment for T-Law to really go, you know what, let me show you what I got.
Yeah.
So like right here, I think if he can get like at least 300 would be a good mark to hit.
Yeah.
With 2 tuds, even 3. It's like that game that you're talking about. It's like what I'm looking for with Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny has not, I don't think, one time has gone over 300. I'd have to check.
Yeah.
He might have been able to crack 300 one time last year, but so far this year he hasn't cracked 300. And I don't know if he's ever had like a 3 touchdown game. And I don't think that's
he had like 3 rushing touchdowns in a game.
Yeah, I think he had like one where he had like 2 rushing and then like 1 passing.
He just dropped his head and he was going.
Even that shit look ugly. Have you seen that? It just looks ugly.
Yeah, all of it does not look.
Because he does it like with his. He like gets it and then like sideways does it and tries to. I don't understand.
He's not trying to really concuss himself. He's trying to protect his mental. Shouts out to what's my boy's name? Marshawn Lynch. Oh. He said, "Protect your mental, protect your chicken." That's what he said.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They don't do that play no more then.
Yeah,
because it don't look good. Every time he does it, like we have to work for it. Or if it's wide open, it goes in. But if anybody pushes on it,
it's not the Jalen Hurts brotherly shove.
It's not.
It is not.
Nah. But I really need to see a game from Kenny. I mean, speaking about your guy, I need to see something from Kenny. Now, it doesn't have to be this week. I know this week's going to be a tough matchup.
Yeah.
I just need a clean game from Kenny this week. But going into like some of the next few weeks where we're facing these rookie quarterbacks that don't have elite defenses, I would love to see Kenny finally eclipse a 300-yard game. I know that sounds outrageous to say for Kenny. Mm-hmm. But I would love to see him get a 300-yard game and 2 passing touchdowns. Just once. Can I see it?
Just once.
Just once. Can I just see it?
I see it?
Can I get excited for that? Because we just don't do it. I mean, I'm used to like Big Ben dropping 500 yards in a game. Now we can barely hit 250. So like,
yeah, it's a very different time in the Steelers organization.
Yeah, it's just kind of hard to watch. And then it doesn't make sense because you have the weapons. I mean, George Pickens is a guy that you can throw it deep to and not even have 100% accuracy on it. And then you have someone like Deontay, which I'm upset with Deontay. He needs to play better. Getting pissed off.
He dropped more balls.
He dropped another. I text you about it.
Do you think that boy's going through what's it called, puberty? The way he be dropping balls, man. That's really crazy out here.
I think he has the, what do you call it when you is it the yips?
Yeah.
I think Deontay's mental has always been questionable. I ain't gonna lie, his mental's always been questionable because like there's a play against the Packers where it hit his hands. Like don't get me wrong, it was tight coverage, but it was a deep shot by Kenny. Thank you for Kenny for throwing it, and it was like at the 5-yard line. It easily could have been right down within the 5 yards, maybe even a touchdown if he can kind of catch it and roll around and fall in the end zone. And it just bounced off his hands, and I'm tired of watching that with Deontay because those type of plays
years in a row now.
Yeah, those type of plays like. If we hit that, I mean, Kenny, instead of having like a 130-yard, 140-yard passing game, it looks like we could have like a 170, 180. The week against the Jags, I mean, he had a couple drops. So I'm getting to the point where, like, I don't know if we can really get away from Deontay, especially with George Pickens having some off-the-field issues, which I'm not too worried about. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's a good idea to get off Deontay, but it just makes me kind of wonder, like, is it really good to have this guy around all the time? Because... I mean, he's dropping some critical balls.
He is.
But, we'll see. I'm keeping an eye on him, too. Watching Kenny and I'm watching Deontay.
So if we're to cook up an anytime touchdown parlay right now, you're not adding Deontay?
I'm not doing Deontay. No.
Really?
No.
Damn.
No. Why would I do that?
The value.
Why would I do that? He had 1 touchdown in the past, 2 years. He didn't get a single one last year. He is having drop issues the past few weeks. And first of all, Kenny doesn't really throw a lot of passing touchdowns to begin with.
He for sure scoring this week.
Deontay?
I feel it.
I feel George Pickens getting it. I think George Pickens turns up this game. I know I say that every week.
So would you be comfortable putting an alternative receiving yard 100 on him?
Yeah. I guess that defense, man. I think
pivot right there.
I think whatever his line is, I like the over. Okay. If you want to be cute, you can do the 100-yard one. I might do one with the 100 yards, but I probably will do another one for whatever his line's at because it's normally like 53,
48 and a half to like 50-something.
Which I think he hits because he hit that last week. I think he eats this game, though. I think George eats. I think he gets a ton. I think they really try to find a way to get him involved. I think they're hearing the noise about him. And we'll see. I don't know about Deontay, though. I'm not going to trust. He doesn't have sure hands.
Okay.
So
I'm going to side with the Steelers fan. Me personally, this is the Ridley week.
Far, Barnes fakes the handoff again. Little off balance throw to the end zone. It's caught, and it's Ridley again. And it is caught. Calvin Ridley. Sliding catch, first down.
Gives Jacksonville another chance. Again, they like to run corner routes to the short side of the field where Jones and Ingram are.
Lawrence back to the end zone. Ridley over the shoulder kicks. Touchdown. They get it to Ridley. Ridley has some green grass in front of him. Run out of bounds at the 20.
That they're trying to get Ridley involved in the offense and take advantage of his speed. You know, a lot of his plays have been outside the numbers.
Here comes the blitz. They pick it up nicely. Lawrence puts some air under it. It's caught. Ridley.
Listen, don't.
I keep calling it. And I think for Teal and Steel, in terms of Teal and Steel parlays this week, I'll probably do Ridley over 100 yards, Pickens over 100 yards.
I like that.
And
I'm kind of done with Calvin Ridley, but I see the vision.
At some point, we got.
He got to. Right?
At some point, we got
to.
We got to do something. At some point, we got to do something.
He has to.
Right? At some point, right?
He has to.
Like,
in a way, he can continue with these 5 yards.
Yeah, and like it's very possible that he doesn't, but he just has to.
I'm done betting on the man. I'm done like getting my hopes up. But I'm still going to put something in because he has to, right?
He has to at some point, man. And I might double down and put them both for a touchdown, too. And
so you
just,
think a George... See,
George 100 yards in the tud.
If you like Deontay, take Deontay.
No, George 100 yards in the tud and Calvin Ridley 100 yards in the tud in the parlay.
You know how many times I've done that exact... Not really with the tud part, but with the yardage between these two, and it failed?
Yeah, trust me, I've been there. We did it in Pittsburgh.
Because then either George will eat... I mean, really, Calvin hasn't eaten at all this year, except like the first couple games.
And against Pittsburgh.
He didn't eat, though. I'm tired of you saying he ate.
You know why I'm saying that? Because he got 80-something yards.
He got like 70-something yards.
It was 80. It was like 87. It was like 87.
I bet you $5 it was in the 70s.
It was 87. Pull it up right now.
I'm actually not that confident.
It's 87. Pull it up right now. I'm actually like 40% confident. I'm like 40%.
I'm in the 60% percentage that he can.
And if he's 85, I still get my freaking $5. Don't do me like that.
If he's in the 80s, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, he had 83.
I knew he had the 80s.
He had 83.
I knew he had the 80s.
But you just keep saying he cooked. He didn't cook, man.
Dude, go look at the rest of his weeks.
Okay, well, when you say the rest of the weeks, when he has a 122-yard game and a 101-yard game, 83 doesn't look that crazy.
There's been like 10 weeks, and you named 2 games. I don't think that's accidental. It's his fourth highest total.
You're making me just hate the Jags even more right now.
Okay, anyway.
He's also 6'1", by the way. Not a 5'8".
Okay, 6'1". That's 5'8" in football height. Like, everybody's 6'1". Everybody in football is 6'1".
I understand the argument that he doesn't play big.
No, he does not.
He plays like a Jerry Jeudy. He's a better Jerry Jeudy. He don't lie. He is. I mean, Calvin Ridley was first. So, if anything, Jerry Jeudy wants to be Calvin Ridley. But they play very similarly. The hard-ass cuts. They look fast as hell when you watch them. When you watch them, you're like, whoa.
Jerry Jeudy don't look that
I
fast.
think Jerry Jeudy looked like he looks...
Jerry Jeudy always looked like a technician to me.
Jerry Jeudy looks good to me. That's why I like him so much. Not like that. You don't have to make it that weird. That's why I've liked him. That's why I've drafted him. The problem with Jerry Jeudy is he's just not good. He's scared to get hit.
I mean, you said that. Yeah, you said that, but like now he's scared to get hit in the hands with the ball and clasp it.
He doesn't have great hands either.
No.
Whereas Calvin has good hands and he's not scared to get hit.
He should watch that SpongeBob episode, man. Just firmly grasp it. That's like just firmly grasp it, bro. Like you're making it more difficult than it needs to be. When the ball comes, just firmly grasp it.
I still think that they look kind of similar.
Cortland Sutton. It's completely off topic, but that touchdown last week.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Jeez Louise.
That was beautiful.
He's the wide receiver one just off that catch now.
Oh yeah, he got it.
I don't care what the stats say.
He got it.
I mean,
stats this year I think backs you up on that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he don't. It was nice. I watched that and I was like, in a way.
The Broncos were probably trying to reopen the trade deadline to see what they could get for that boy after the game. That's like right the height.
Because I think I was watching that game live and when Russell went around and threw it, I was like, in a way.
When he did that bullshit up, I was like,
that's ugly as shit. And then I saw him catch it. And I'm like, then I watched the replay and I was like, oh shit.
I was like, he really did that. Hold on.
I was like, he actually might.
And Russ literally on the ground like he planned that, bro.
I mean, to be fair, let's be fair here. He did throw it to the one place
that he could catch it.
He could catch it.
And that thing was like 3 yards out of bounds.
3 yards out of bounds.
And he just happened to have how tall is Cortland Sutton? I bet you he's not 6'1".
Well, it sounds like, but he didn't need height right there.
You need
Okay,
reach.
he need reach.
Yeah.
But he it's not like he went like...
You ain't catching that.
It's not like he went...
No, but he went...
He went...
Nah, bro.
I don't think... Because you got to think about it. Like, if he catching it like that, then let's say Jerry Jeudy ain't catching that. But...
No, Jerry Jeudy's already in the end zone on his stomach because the DB is coming. With him knowing the DB is coming, he's already on the ground. Like
he ain't catching that. But yeah, Jerry Jeudy type, he could still, like...
Yeah.
It's still cat. But I don't know why we're disrespecting Coruscant. That was nice. I'm disrespecting him a little bit. No, that was nice. Good catch.
No, man. I don't even know. We definitely took... We definitely took a little bit of a...
I'm just saying it's possible.
Yeah. It did help.
Like Calvin, I think, catches that.
Do you think Cortland Sutton scores a touchdown this week?
Okay. I'm not getting on this train.
It's called a segue. We're going to cook some anytime touchdown parlays right now.
Oh,
so,
okay.
You see
I see the segue.
You got to lead. You got to see the segue.
No, I see the
So I'm going to give you one or two options. We could either do 5 2-leggers or 2 5-leggers.
A lot of numbers.
Okay.
No, I kind of like the... I mean, I think the 5 2-leggers is more like safe. We could probably...
5
because
2-leggers.
we were cooking last week.
We were cooking last week. We got Bijan. Like, we got Najee.
Yeah.
We got
JT.
We got CD.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, we got Brandon Ayuk. Yeah. You called Rashad White. I swayed you from it, but then Rashad White scored.
There's another one like that you swayed me away, and I was.
Was it Hawk? I don't think it was Hawkinson.
I know there was another one, but I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was off the top of my head either.
But there was something else that worked.
I
who was the Browns one that we picked? Or was it a bye?
I don't remember who it was. But there are at least 2 where I kind of swayed you away from it, and then it ended up working out.
Which, I mean, it's still luck-based. But
I was about to say, but we're talking 13 picks.
Aiden, what the hell?
We're talking 13 picks, and we were like 8 for 13 or like 7 for 13.
Okay, so
that's no way close. But 7 right, it's pretty good.
How about we do 2 5-leggers? No, 5 2-leggers.
Okay.
And then we do like 1 5-legger.
Okay.
The 1 5-legger is the ones that we really like.
I like that.
And then we can play around with the 2s.
I like that. I like to play around with the 2s.
Want me to pull up the games?
Yes. My phone is currently over there.
Where?
Hi, Lily. Welcome back to the podcast. How are you feeling today? I understand.
that.
Yeah.
That was me yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so starting off with... So we missed the Thursday game, by the way.
Yeah.
The Titans and the Jags.
Are we doing the 5 2-leggers?
No, let's cook... how about we establish who we like? How do you want to do it?
If we're doing 5 2-leggers, we could do a couple 2-leggers where it's in the same game. Because, you can pick 1 from each side or 2 from one side. Or, we could do multiple games.
So here's what we can do. I'm going to say the matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we like 2 people in that matchup, we'll take that. If that doesn't really cook with us, then we'll go to the next one and see if we want to pair one of those with the last one.
I like that idea.
Okay.
Run it.
So the first one's the Titans and the Jags. I'm not taking anything on the Titans side.
Yeah, me neither.
Other than Derrick Henry, but...
Which he did not get last week.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's due this week.
He is due.
But I don't want the Titans to score at all. But I feel like it's possible.
With the concept that we have with the Jags and what we want them to do this week, I feel like we shouldn't pick anything Titans.
That's fair.
So I think that we should just pick Calvin Ridley or ETN for the Jags, or both. You want to do both? Ridley and ETN?
I don't want to do both.
You want them to cook?
I do want them to cook.
And ETN is a pretty safe bet.
He is.
Okay,
you know who I want to do?
Who?
If we're doing a 2-legger, something in my gut makes me want to do Evan Ingram.
It's because you love Evan Ingram.
He hasn't scored in a very long time.
How good do you feel about it?
Evan Ingram.
Enough to do a 2 with him and Ridley?
No, enough to do a 2 with him in the next game.
And no Etienne? And
No, because I'm saving Etienne for the 5-legger.
So no Ridley? Like at all?
Well, I'm saving Ridley for the Pickens one.
Okay, that's me. All right. All right, so we like Evan Ingram. I want to go on record and say I don't love the Evan Ingram pick, but he would have been my third option. But we'll see. So, Chargers and Packers.
If we're going tight ends.
We stop with the tight end.
If we're going tight ends.
Let's just go Austin Eckler and call it a day.
No.
This is what went wrong last week. Is you didn't like me saying the common running back, which I know it's the safer bets, but who you?
I didn't know.
What tight end are you going to pick here?
Last week when we were cooking, I went with the safe bets, but we're doing 2-leggers.
Please tell me which tight end you're going to go right here. Do not tell me you're going Musgrave.
I was thinking Donald Parham. I was thinking Donald Parham.
Jesus Christ. That'd have been like my fifth option.
On the Chargers or in general?
On the Chargers, probably.
Okay.
I probably would go like Keenan, Eckler, even Joshua Palmer's on IR. F it, I like him a little bit.
Trying to retire. I don't know what you're trying to do, but
okay. Let's get back. Let's get focused. Let's lock in.
Tell me how much is Evan Ingram and Donald Parham parlayed?
Oh, I've been doing this on the Score app. I should just do this
on the Score app. What is that?
It's just like ESPN. We can just look at the games. I shouldn't be doing this on Hard Rock. My bad.
We cooking parlays.
Pause real quick, guys.
On the Score app. That's where we cook our parlays now.
Oh man, this is gonna throw me off.
Like your hat.
Steel City, working class, baby.
Shouts out to Steel City. Very cool store.
It was a really cool store. Great
very
small
store. Great customer service.
They even had a fun game at the checkout, which was really awesome.
Yeah.
If you're in Pittsburgh, check out them.
Check out Steel City.
Freaking Lily.
Come here. Since you want to be the center of attention, come up here. No, you don't? Okay, cool. I hope you guys are okay with how laid back the pod's been lately. You know. Everybody likes dogs. If you want to see my dog, make sure you tune into the YouTube. The YouTubes.
Man, this is going to frustrate me because now this has an out of order than what the Score was doing. Gosh. So annoying.
Yeah, I could tell. Just suck it up. How about that?
Okay, so... Oh, man. Okay, we got Evan Ingram.
Okay.
And then now we're going to go to the Chargers game.
Yep.
And...
Donald Parham.
We're not actually doing Donald Parham, are we?
Yeah, we are.
I don't support this one either. I just want to put that out there. I support my friend, though, so...
Thank you.
I will do it.
Yes.
I would definitely be leaning Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen first.
Okay, what we looking at with those two? How much does $1 pay out? Probably like $100.
$12.
$1 pays out $12?
Yep. For
Parham and Evan Ingram anytime touchdown?
Just by themselves.
See, that's not like the odds. See, the odds are what, plus 1180?
Oh, you know what? You're kind of right. Now that I'm thinking about it, just because
Donald Parham is the red zone guy a little bit for the Chargers when they get like in the red zone.
I was more saying like you're right because like if we were gonna do Austin Eckler and like Etienne, the payout would be like
plus 100. So you put $5, you win like $15. Congratulations.
So something that crazy. So I guess you're kind of right there, even though
if we're gonna take a stab at 2 people to score, I would prefer it to be somewhat crazy. If we're only gonna put if we're doing 5 2-leggers.
What do you think about this?
Well, I was gonna up it to $5.
Okay.
But if we're doing 5 2-leggers, we could make the 5 2-leggers work in $20. How about that?
Oh, say that again?
We can make the 5 2-leggers work into $20. So we could do that for like 4 or 3, and then if we feel better about another one, make it 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying?
I'm kind of getting what you're putting down.
Yeah, so I'd say for this one, because you're not super confident, I'm not going to act like I'm super confident. Evan Ingram, Donald Parham, I'd put $3 on it. How much does that win?
$38.
We can do that. That's like not even lunch.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and just put some money in my account.
Un momento. If you're on the podcast, I hope you guys are enjoying, man. I'm going to start posting these podcasts audio only so we can get them out to you sooner in a more prompt manner. If you want to see the visual, though, you're going to have to go on YouTube. I know I used to do both visually, but now we're going to switch it up, make these audio only so I can literally leave here, post the audio. Y'all can listen to it off the rip.
All right, so $3. We're locking that in. Evan Ingram and Donald Parham anytime touchdown.
Yes.
We're locked and loaded. Let's go to the next games. All right, Arizona and Houston.
Give me.
It just kicked me out.
Give me. Is it bad that I'm feeling Dalton Schultz?
I was feeling Marquise Brown.
Okay, him and Kyler back at it.
Back at it, and they almost had one last week. But
Okay.
it was just a little bit of an overthrow.
Let's go ahead with the Marquise Brown then.
We can look at the. So Marquise Brown's at 225 plus 225. Don Schultz is at plus 165.
Let's take the Marquise Brown.
You
I like the
Marquise
value. I like the value on the Marquise Brown. I also like Trey McBride. How much is that?
Plus 225. I do like Trey McBride as well.
Yeah,
We're just doing all tight end.
I was about to say, but let's. I like a good tight end, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with the Marquise Brown on this one.
You like anybody on Houston? Do you want to do like a Marquise and Don Schultz? Or do you want to do Marquise Brown and let's look at the next one? I don't feel great about anybody on Houston. I feel like they have so many weapons out there that you can't really tell what's going to happen.
Devin Singletary, but it's minus money.
That's the thing is so you got Devin Singletary, which has been Ian. You have Tank Dell, that's been Ian. Is Nico Collins back?
Yeah.
You have Nico back. You got Don Schultz. Whereas the Arizona Cardinals, you're really looking at like if James Conner is back. So you have James Conner and then Marquise Brown.
And Trey McBride.
Yeah, Trey McBride's been cooking though.
And Kyler with his legs because he likes to run around.
So this is trying to add up against me a little bit. But
let's go to the next game. I feel like we shouldn't really, we could probably sprinkle somebody from the Houston side on the 5-legger, but let's go to the next game.
So we got Chicago and Detroit. So obviously any Detroit running backs are pretty safe.
They're all safe, yes. You know who hasn't? I don't want to say that. Go ahead. List off some people.
I kind of like Deontay Foreman. He's at plus 240.
Time if you're an official.
First and goal. Give it to Foreman. He walks in for the touchdown. An exceptional welcome back drive for Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears.
Khalil Herbert's back this week.
Is he?
Activated off IR. So
he's at plus 375. You like that?
Does he score in his first game back?
Do you think so? I don't know.
Does Chicago score at all? Like, that's also a question.
So we also
how much is Sam Laporta? Plus 100 or something, isn't it?
Sam Laporta is at plus 210.
Give me Sam Laporta.
Why are we doing so many tight ends?
I told you, I love a good tight end.
Jameer Gibbs is at plus 135.
That's more of a 5-legger. We're shooting for the moon on these 2-leggers. What does Sam Laporta and Marquise Brown get me?
How much you want to do?
$4.
$40.
$3.
Oh my god! I almost missed that. Oh my god! Got the Jazz hands.
Oh gosh.
$30.
Let's do $3.
Marquise Brown and Sam Laporta.
Yes.
Locked in.
Okay.
And then enjoying our app. What should I rate him?
Skip.
Hmm?
Skip.
It doesn't give me that option.
Okay, hit yes. Kind of crazy you can't skip.
It would pop up with like 3 emojis, but didn't
kind of wild.
Give me like a X button or anything.
Nice.
I'm sure there was a way for me to get out of it, but shout out to Hard Rock for being legal in Florida, so I give them some props.
Yeah.
So next we got the Cowboys in Carolina.
I am not taking anybody on the Carolina side.
No. The only person I would think about.
I said it last week.
He was at plus 325.
No. I said it last week.
Thiel's at plus 325.
There's a reason. I said it
What's
last
the reason?
Because he doesn't score touchdowns that often. Go look.
Adam Thielen, the guy that led the league. You know who has the most touchdowns, received touchdowns in the Vikings history?
What 2 teams did you just say are playing?
I'm just saying. You say that he doesn't score touchdowns.
We're talking this year.
I kind of like Adam Thielen.
Okay, man.
You said you want to shoot for the moon, right?
I was thinking Rico Dowdle. I said it last week. Rico Dowdle. I said it last week. The bigger back for the Cowboys. Tony has been failing in the red zone. Rico Dowdle scored last week. And I feel like he could get another score this week.
Here.
Really? Yeah. Who's on there? For the Cowboys. Rico Dowdle isn't on there.
I promise you he's not on here.
Who's on there?
Let me start naming everybody?
Yeah.
TP, CD, Jake, Brandon, Jalen, Tolbert, Gallup, Prescott, Turpin, Shoemaker, Sean McKeon, Hunter Lupke, Malik Hooker, Stephon Gilbert. He gets into a bunch of defense.
Is Rico Dowdle hurt?
Maybe. He's not on here.
That's crazy. Okay.
Thank God, because I did not like that.
All right, so if you like Adam Thielen.
I mean, I just like that for somebody that you know is going to get the ball a ton of times, you know that he's been cooking all year this year, and the Cowboys, even though Deron Bland has been playing great, I mean, they do have a great defense. I think that for $325, that's not crazy.
I'm going to support you. I fucking hate it, but I'm going to support you.
I mean, I hate the other ones you did, and I supported it.
That's what I said. I'm going to support you.
Good. We're doing that.
Shit's definitely going to miss. Next.
Hold on. You know what? I mean, let's look at something real quick. Hold on.
Micah Parsons is about to eat Bryce Young alive.
I don't care.
Okay.
Let me see. Hold on.
Also, I think Bryce Young only has like 6 passing touchdowns on the year.
So Adam Thielen has 4 touchdowns this year so far, but he doesn't score touchdowns. Whatever. And then let's look at Parham. Let's check this guy out. This man better have like 15 touchdowns.
He's going to have like 3.
This man has 4 touchdowns.
Okay.
So
let's take Thielen then, man. They're probably playing the same level of defenses too. Like, one's a Dallas defense that's really about to rock Bryce Young's world, but I won't lie, plus 375 for the wide receiver one.
For a high volume receiver,
is great value. So I'll give you that.
That's why I liked it. If he was at like plus 100, whatever, we could do whatever you want. We could pick your stupid ass tight end that you like.
You don't even know if I was going to take a tight end in this one.
I think you were liking
Jake Ferguson. Hell yeah, I was. Anyway, continue.
I honestly think you like Jake Ferguson.
Yeah. I did like Jake Ferguson. I stand by it.
He loves his tight end.
We could really put them in the same. I'm joking. We're not going to do that.
Do you like anybody on Dallas' side, or do you want to move on?
I like a lot of people on Dallas' side, but I'm not going to.
We could do it too on this game if you want.
We could go ahead, and if I did it, it would be Jake Ferguson, but I don't want to do it. So let's move on to the next game.
Why?
Because I am really like buying into the tight end hype.
You really are. I think every game.
In reality, I think CD. You know what I actually like for this game? Multi-touchdown scorer CD. That's also.
Is that like a solo one, or you?
Yeah, that's a solo one. You can't pair that with anything.
Okay.
And I think that one will be like plus 1,000, if I'm not mistaken. What do they have it at?
Sorry, that's an advanced ask. You're asking me plus 2,250. So how much does that get you if you do it? Let me see.
Look at it. Pretty sure $3 is like $66.
So he needs to score 3 touchdowns.
No, he needs to score 2.
This is.
So which one are you looking at? Because I'm talking 2 plus.
I might be doing.
Because I was about to say 2250 sounded really.
Oh, high. Plus 475.
Oh, that's not good enough for that.
I pressed the wrong one.
Never mind. But 3 touchdowns? Sheesh.
I mean, it's not crazy. For
Chase did it.
It's not crazy.
Keenan almost did it last week, I think.
It's not crazy. That might be a fun one just to throw on the one. Just throw a couple bucks at it, see what happens. Let me see how much it gets you if you put.
If you put $1 on it, it should be 22 something. If you put $3 on it, it should be 66 something. I think.
Yeah, that could be just like a fun one to do. So, let's say just $5. $5 gives you $117.
Bro, no $5. That's crazy.
What's wrong with $5?
I mean, if you feel that confident,
I don't feel confident with it, but $2 gets you like 47. $3 gets you 70. It's just a fun one to do, I guess.
So, are you doing $5 on it?
We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to it. But right now
that's not one that
we got Thielen.
That's just like a fun one to do.
Yeah. And for him to score 3 touchdowns, it has to be a competitive game. I don't think it will be.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 touchdowns versus like a good team that doesn't have a great defense. Like if this was like the Chargers.
Hell yeah.
Versus the Cowboys, I feel a lot better about
it. Yeah. Or even Commanders versus the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They'd probably get that thing out too.
Or even even the Eagles, because the Eagles can be had.
Yeah.
So, but they have a little bit of a better defense. But anyways, moving on to the next game. Right now we have Adam Thielen only. One of the Raiders in Miami. So just to kind of give you some numbers, if you're interested, Devontae Adams is at plus 210. Probably a good number.
He hasn't scored in a bit.
He probably is a little due.
Yeah.
If you like A-Chain coming back, he's only at plus 105, though.
Hate that.
Waddle's at plus 120, I mean.
All those Miami ones are going to be low. I know Hill is negative money. How much is Chase Claypool? I couldn't keep it straight.
The funny thing is you were saying it, and I was like, let me look. I hate that. You know what, just to look to see.
I think I like
He's not
Smythe.
even on here.
I like Smythe.
I hate this guy. I don't like Smythe. I'd rather just do Braxton Berrios.
How much is Braxton Berrios?
575.
Add it.
I'd be 525.
Add it.
That was definitely not good.
I don't care. Add it. add it.
You don't like Adam Thielen. We don't like Braxton Berrios. Fuck it.
How much does that?
$3 get you $79.
Submit.
So ugly. It's so ugly, but so good.
We rock with the white boys. Shouts out my white
Those
receivers.
are the white boys.
Shouts out my white receivers.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, we support y'all, and that's why we're putting our hard-earned money that you guys will score touchdowns this Sunday.
I like how I said Braxton Berrios. I mean, you went.
Yeah, like hold on. He do. I think he only got one this year.
Oh yeah, I think he's only got like one or two. You mean check? I can check real quick.
Yeah, I think
Just to kind of be curious, because he's one of those guys. Like he's like a gadget guy. You know.
Yeah, he about to gadget his way into the end zone, or else I'm gonna be very upset.
Yeah, he's got one this year.
Yeah, it's possible.
He gets on the field.
Yeah.
What they could do is they could have Tyreek and Jalen Waddle as distractions, and then Braxton Berrios underneath.
That's what you always want to hear. Use the two best receivers you have to get Braxton Berrios open.
Hey, sometimes you need to do that. Sometimes you gotta go. You know what? Let's give it to the white boy.
I hope when Smythe scores, you have your phone off. I really do.
Hey, man. If Smythe scores and Thielen scores, then shoot, I'll give you the $3.
Okay, I appreciate it.
So
I need that.
all right, so next you got the Giants and the Washington Commanders. I probably like a lot of people on the Commanders side.
I was about to say the Giants. You could. Nope.
So Saquon, you have a plus 130. Just
Nope.
to kind of throw that out there.
Nope.
Just to kind of throw that out there. All right.
Actually, I mean, I'm not gonna bet on it, but I could see. The Giants scoring.
Commanders can get had a little bit.
Yeah.
So just some numbers. Brian Robinson at plus 100. Terry McLaurin's at plus 165. I know what you're going to ask. Logan Thomas is at plus 250.
I like that.
You know who I like?
Jahan Dotson.
Jahan Dotson at plus 250 as well.
I like that too.
Who do you like more? I like Jahan Dotson more than Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas is one of Sam Howell's, like, you have to realize, Eric Bieniemy, that Kansas City Chief offense, obviously he doesn't have Travis Kelce, but he has Logan Thomas.
Yeah.
He likes to get him involved a lot, and I feel like it is possible for Logan Thomas to have one in this game. I know I've been really hyping up the tight ends, but
this one actually seems a little more logical.
it does seem a little bit more logical, but I do love Jahan Dotson as well, I can't lie. So it's tough. What is Curtis Samuel, though?
I thought you were going to ask who is Jameson Crowder at.
No, I don't care about him anymore.
Curtis Samuel was at plus 240. I like Jahan Dotson more than Curtis Samuel.
We could do two from the Commanders side.
You can do both of these if you want.
We could do Logan Thomas and Jahan Dotson.
You want to do that?
Yeah, let's double up on that. You'll have to tap same game parlay because
Yeah, it took me a minute to figure it out.
Hard Rock was a little bit annoying with that, but
No, I texted you about it too.
you're like, I can't come. Hold on.
I was like, there's no way I could do that on PrizePicks. Ain't no way I can do it here. So
yeah.
Right, so we got Logan Thomas, Jahan Dotson. Right, $3 gets us 36.
That is a low payout. Add another one. Give me Brian Robinson too.
You want 3 touchdowns on the Washington Commanders?
Yeah. If not, give me like.
I like the vision of Brian Robinson. I get it.
Yeah.
$3 gets you 70.
I still don't feel like
It
it.
don't feel right. We know what we should do?
What?
We should take away Brian Robinson's or take away one of the Jahan Dotson ones, or Jahan Dotson or the other guy, and then we look at whoever the next team is.
Okay, let's do that.
Can we do that though?
What?
Same game parlay.
No, we can't combine that. That's like a FanDuel thing.
Is there one that you like on the Giants side? Like, do you like Saquon anytime?
No. I don't.
Let me guess. You like Daniel Bellinger?
I like Tommy DeVito.
Who is that?
That's the quarterback that's starting for the Giants.
You really like?
No. Next game. Give me Logan Thomas. Did we decide Logan Thomas or Jahan Dotson?
I like Jahan, but I understand that. This one is one of the ones I can understand Logan Thomas.
If you like Jahan, I'll rock with Jahan. Let's go
sure?
Jahan. Yeah.
This one I could see, though, you blowing up my phone about Logan Thomas scoring.
I mean,
I
didn't say I wasn't going to bet on Logan Thomas. I'm just saying I'm right with you. I'm a degenerate. I'm gonna put so much money on anytime touchdown parlays. It's ridiculous. And then I'm just gonna be checking my sleeper app. Like, ooh.
Yeah. All right. Here's Pitt in Cleveland.
Pitt and Cleveland.
So I'm like,
give me Chris Boswell. No, I'm joking.
I may go eat.
That man gonna score. He gonna score enough for it to be counted as a touchdown.
So here's some interesting ones.
Oh god. Okay.
So George Pickens is at plus 325.
What? Hold on. What?
Yeah.
Wait a second. George Pickens at plus 325?
And Najee, no, I don't care about Najee. Jalen's at plus 175. So that's one that we could throw on there if you want. And then this was kind of cute. Pat Fryman with that plus 475. Okay, you don't. Okay.
First week back.
Right,
I don't understand. Right. I don't know the usage yet, and I don't want to bet on.
Yeah, I got you.
But George Pickens and how much is the Amari Cooper anytime touchdown? This is the one where I'll go. Even
plus
though
275.
Parlay them too.
With Jahan Dotson?
Oh,
we still have Jahan Dotson around.
Oh, damn.
Or should we come back to this Pittsburgh one?
We should come back to the Pittsburgh one. Next game.
Okay.
This is fun. I hope this is fun for y'all too.
We already did Tennessee and Jackson. Okay, Tampa Bay and San Francisco.
George Kittle.
You were your freaking tight end.
Okay, my bad. K-Dot. I really like George Kittle though.
Okay. You know, we could
do we do Debo then? What's George Kittle's?
Plus 190.
Damn, what's Debo Samuel's? All of them are probably plus one something.
Plus 145.
What's Brandon Ayuk?
Plus 140.
What is
if the next,
Elijah Mitchell?
There's a pretty big gap from George Kittle to the next guy. Because George Kittle is like the highest one out of the.
How much is Ross Dwelly?
The hell is that? Is he like the third string tight end? This is where he got this guy.
He's not the backup tight end.
Who is that?
Who's Kyle Juszczyk? Okay. How much is Kyle Juszczyk?
Use check, first of all.
Sorry.
I can get down with that. Look, plus 750.
Plus what?
Plus 750.
He's not scoring. He's not scoring. Oh god, we're better off betting on like over one reception rather than touchdown.
Because you know he might get one.
Yeah, he might get one.
Okay, so on the Bucs side, just to kind of throw some people out there, Rashad White plus 155, nope. Chris Godwin's at plus 260. I hate all of these.
How much is Mike Evans?
Plus 185.
I mean, that's the most realistic one. But
I think Chris Godwin isn't. I hated him last week.
I
just don't care.
He's been out of the loop, I feel like, in terms of the offense, though.
I honestly should have traded that man.
Yeah.
They're not using him. I'm sure somebody will pay a good price for him.
The Jags would.
Another guy that's not what you're looking for.
Big body.
He's not big bodied.
He's like 6'4".
Chris Godwin?
I thought he was. He looked big.
Isn't he like the slot guy?
He looked big on TV. He's a big slot.
I bet you he's like 6 foot.
He's probably 6'4".
He's 6'1". He's 6'1".
Okay,
that's what I thought.
So he's Ridley height.
Yeah. Okay. I think all these are kind of... I think, you know what, let's just get Jahan Dotson mixed in with freaking George Kittle and call it a day.
But you don't rock with the tight ends.
I mean, out of the value, though, I mean, I feel like 140, 145 is just... Okay, let's compare this. So let's say we did George Kittle.
Yeah.
Let's say we did $3. That gets us $30. Okay. So let's say we take away George Kittle's and let's say we do Brandon Ayuk. $3 gets us $25. So an extra $5 with George Kittle.
The thing is, like, you know what?
Or if you... No, we can't do that.
I say... I'm not saying George Kittle. Let's go Depot.
I don't hate that. $3 gets 25, 4, 34, 5 is 42. I just say we just throw $3 on this thing and we'll take out 25.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and get this one out of the way.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about either one of these, really.
Oof.
I don't feel bad. They're just
whatever.
That's probably like the more whatever one we have right now. So let's go back to Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. Amari Cooper and George Pickens.
Okay. I might have to do same day.
Yeah. Same game. Yeah.
George Pickens. Amari Cooper. I said we put like $5 in this bitch. 5 to get sent to 65.
I like that.
Just leave it at that?
Yeah.
Okay. Going to the next game. Jets and the Bills.
Jets defense.
It's not crazy.
It's not that crazy. Imagine that thing was like plus 180. It's like,
I'm like, hey, I like the
Nah.
I think right here, Jets feel just kind of...
The Jets haven't scored an offensive touchdown in like 3 weeks. So I am not banking on them to do so this week. I know everybody's telling me, but just trust the defense and maybe a short field or something. I'm not putting my money on the Jets short field. I do believe...
There's one person I like, but I'll let you...
Is it on the Bill side?
No, continue. I'll tell you in a second.
The Jets, I just feel like they're behind the 8 ball offensively. And Garrett Wilson's dealing with an elbow injury. I don't know if he'll be healthy enough to really rock out. He said he's going to rock out and play, but I don't feel comfortable taking anybody on the Jets side.
Nah, I think what we should do is we should take this guy I'm thinking on the Bills. Who do you think I'm thinking?
Gabe Davis.
No.
I hate that man. Did I tell you how much I hate that man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell me that on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
But no, it's not Gabe Davis.
Latavius Murray?
Yeah. Plus 375. You're thinking the same thing? Yeah.
And he played for UCF, so I can still.
You can still rock with your boys.
I can still rock with my boys.
They give it to him in the goal line, bro.
Yeah, they do.
They don't give it to James Cook.
No, they really don't like that man.
Yeah.
They probably wish he was on IR.
Let's talk about that for a moment.
Okay.
I think that it was kind of messed up by the Bills to sit here and bench that man after this whole year he hasn't fumbled a single ball.
I think it's also crazy the way he fumbled, because it's not like they caught him and punched it out. He was on somebody's like body and they ripped it off of him on like the top of a pile. Such an awkward fumble. You guys would just be like, nah, it's your fault. It's like,
and then you just like kind of just beat out the confidence out of it.
For real. And then he come back and he ran an aggressive as shit and then he fumbles again.
But he got it back. But the thing is like in that moment, like as a coach, you got to get to your boy and be like, hey man, you're good. Hey, you're good. Next drive, turn up. This man was like, no, we're going to set him out for the next few drives. I just think they did him a little dirty right there. And it wasn't really it wasn't properly done, in my opinion.
No,
so the Bills right now just kind of seem out of sync.
Yeah.
And then you had the whole Stephon Diggs and Trayvon Diggs thing happen. It just doesn't seem right now. But I like still Latavius Murray.
They got a few things they need to fix over there.
Yeah, it seems like they have some, like, internally there's something going on.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Stephon Diggs fan, so I'm hoping that he's not as bad as everyone's making him out to be. And he did downplay it recently. He's talking about how, like, hey, that was just my brother acting up a little bit, but, I'm still all in and all that kind of stuff, which he's supposed to do. He's supposed to say that. So, but as a big Stephon Diggs fan, I really don't want him to
start wilding out.
Because everybody I like always...
Doing that diva stuff.
Yeah, everybody I like, it's a receiver, always acts
out. Yep.
Maybe it's me. Maybe I should just go die or something.
Okay. Next game.
We got Seattle in the Rams. You said you like DK. He's at plus.
How much is Bryson Hopkins?
You know what? I'll entertain this one because there's some history.
There's some history with Bryson
There's some
Hopkins.
history on this one. Hang on here.
Oh man.
Yeah, I would have been. You might have been able to convince me on that one just because.
Yeah.
Just because of this.
Only if they run FB dive. I don't know if they run FB dive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I forgot how we got him.
Yeah.
This is a Madden thing, by the way, for
Yeah.
anybody that doesn't understand.
They don't care.
They don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have K9 at 105. You have DK at 140. Zach Charbonnet plus 250. I don't love DK at 140. Seems like it's a safe one. And then
has Zach Charbonnet scored a touchdown in his career yet? If he has, I feel like it's maybe only one.
No.
This is the week.
No touchdowns. Are you sure though? Because he had 6 attempts, 5 attempts, 4 attempts the past 3 games. So this man's getting the ball about 5 times a game.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. I'm not doing that.
I think we should just pick DK.
Really?
I know it's I know we're kind of settling.
I don't love that.
I know we're kind of settling, but who else
Really
do you
don't
like
love
here?
that. Really?
You have Noah Fant at 375.
What's Jackson Smith and Jigba?
On you.
Who's the other receivers?
You have DK. Is Colby Parkinson, sorry. Is he a receiver?
I think he might be a tight end.
And then we have Will Dissly. No.
How much is Will Dissly?
He's at like plus 750. Okay, let me hold on.
If he's gotten over 6 targets on the year, we go Will Dissly.
He has scored 15 fantasy football points this whole year.
Okay, good.
Last week he had 2 targets. The week before that he had 1.
Oh.
The week before that, 0.
That sounds like it's trending upwards. And also, there's no Tyler Lockett or JSN, it seems like.
Let me check JSN real quick.
Like, why is there no JSN line? Obviously, there's no Tyler Lockett line because he's probably going to miss the game.
Jackson Smith and Jigba is playing.
So why does he not have an anytime touchdown?
They probably don't have it figured out yet.
Ooh.
And then Tyler Lockett is...
If he's also...
He's truly questionable. Not just questionable.
Truly questionable.
He's truly questionable. They probably just don't have... They don't know what's
I
going
want
on.
JSN, but I mean...
you want to check back in a little later? Or you want to pick something right now?
I want to pick something right now.
I don't feel bad about Will Dissly. But we can do it for fun. I just feel like we're wasting
wasting at the second
Latavius
leg.
Murray one.
Yeah, because Latavius Murray is going to hit. Who's on the other side for the Rams?
Cup is plus 125. Darrell Henderson's 155. Puka's at 145. Tutu's at 250. Your tight end, Tyler Higbee's at 300, which isn't bad. Royce Freeman's at plus 180.
Give me...
I feel like we're in a position right now where, like, if we pick the big names for the Rams, we might as well just pick DK. So unless you like Tutu or Tyler.
I was feeling Tutu a little bit. But I know we feel very confidently about Latavius Murray.
That's why I think that. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens when we put DK on there.
Okay.
How about that?
I know it's going to be like 3 for like 30 or 3 for 35, but...
3 for 34.
Yeah.
Or if you want, we could save
Latavius or somebody else.
for like the 5-legger.
I like that. That would boost the 5-legger a ton. Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, so we could do Tutu and Khalil Shakir. Yeah.
Change because of it. 2nd and 5, and it's caught by Shakir. Shakir with Whitehead trying to cut off the angle. Shakir still going. Touchdown, Buffalo. What a move. Wow. 81 yards.
Accept it. It's a...
Or Tutu and Dalton Kincaid. It's a long pause.
Hey man, these are 2 different games. You know,
You gotta tap around.
I gotta tap around a little bit. Kalug, okay, I like Kincaid a little more.
Okay,
The only thing I
Kincaid.
don't like about Kincaid is he's been eating, so he got to slow down eventually. But
It's not this week.
3 for $32.
We'll do it. Kincaid and Tutu. We'll do it.
Alrighty, now let's go to the next game. Got Minnesota and Denver.
It's gross. Give me Hawk. How much is Hawk?
Plus 220.
Give me Hawk.
Just to kind of throw it out there. Jordan Ass is at plus 260.
That's an option too.
Broncos, we at Cortland Sutton plus 225. Jerry Jeudy at plus 230.
What's Javante at?
Plus 110. And then Adam Troutman, I don't know if he's the number one, but plus 450. I kind of like Cortland Sutton just because like he might be. I feel like he might feel like he's that guy.
Okay.
Vikings bring the heat again. Wilson throwing, it's up for grabs, it is caught for the touchdown by Sutton!
Cortland and Hawk.
Sorry, more buttons gotta be pressed.
Yeah, no. Takes a little bit.
All right, TJ and Cortland. Let's see, $3 gets us 25.
Same game parlays really killed the value of realized.
Who do you like more, TJ Hawk or Cortland? Because we can just do TJ Hawk and then move on to the next one.
TJ Hawk.
Okay. We'll just do TJ Hawk because the next one is I think it's the Chiefs game.
Ooh.
All right, Chiefs versus the Eagles. I feel like that one should be by itself though.
We could definitely do like 3 people for that one. You get me?
Yeah. So what do you want to do with Hawk? Is there another one that we liked somewhere? Do you want to do Hawk and then what's his name over on the Bills?
Latavius? Sure. I could get down with that.
$3 gets us $45.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. KC versus Philly. Same game parlay.
DeAndre Swift. AJ Brown.
So DeAndre Swift's at 135, AJ Brown's at 125, Devontae Smith's at 195, Julio Jones at 525.
He scored already this year too, which is nuts. But no, I like AJ Brown, DeAndre Swift, and then on the other side, give me
Who?
Jerick McKinnon.
Plus 225.
Yeah. Combine those 3.
All right, say everything you just said again.
Jerick McKinnon, AJ Brown, DeAndre Swift. Although you could really right here, you could go Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts because I feel like both of them have the potential to run one in right here, but
Yeah.
might do that on a not a podcast one.
$3 gets us 55.
Let's do it.
All right, so that's all the games. So we can cook up our 5-legger. We could just go with a quick summary on all of these.
Yes.
We have a 3-game with the Eagles Chiefs. We just talked about it. DeAndre, AJ, and Jerick McKinnon. We have a $3 Latavius Murray and TJ Hawkinson for $45.
I really like that one.
I do. We have Tutu and Dalton Kincaid for $32. Whatever. And then we have a George Pickens and Amari Cooper for $65. I like
that one could be electric.
That one could be it.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy though. Earlier we were talking about this.
That there's not going to be any touchdowns? Yeah.
And now we're talking about this game. At least
I mean, I'm 100% going to bet on the over 3.5 field goals for the game, just to, spread my bread, but...
I mean, this very well could be the only touchdowns of the game could be George Pickens and Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
So, and then we have Jahan Dotson and Debo for $25. This one right here, Thielen and Braxton Berrios for $79.
Yeah, that's a donation.
Donation.
That's a donation.
Hey, Thielen go ahead. Braxton Berrios, I don't know about that one. Marquise Brown and Laporta for 30.
I don't mind that one
I
either.
don't mind that one. Evan Ingram and Donna Parham for $38.
That shit ain't hitting for shit either, but I love the vibes.
You like the vibes.
I love the vibes on that one.
Okay, so let's go ahead and cook
A 5-legger. And now we'll go a little bit more realistic. Obviously, we're
the
feeling
ones that we like the most, though, right?
Yeah, so in that Jags Titans game, obviously if we're gonna go with the safe pick, we're gonna go with Chika McConkwo. No, I'm joking. We're gonna lean on either Travis Etienne. Christian Kirk's not a bad shout either, but I really feel confidently that Travis Etienne will find Pater. He has gotten in there a lot though, so it's like
It could slow down.
he could slow down. But I feel like it's somebody on the Jags.
The only thing to think about is Etienne is at negative 105, whereas Ridley, for example, is at 210 over.
I don't like the Ridley.
You want to go Etienne? Go Etienne. This is more realistic. We're talking
What's
about
Kirk
more realistic one. Kirk's at a plus 165.
I'm leaning Kirk more. What's Trevor Lawrence's legs?
Lines up at the top of your screen. Lawrence instead looking left. He evades the initial sacker. Lawrence going to run for it. Lawrence, end zone, touchdown. There's some of that open field running ability from the court.
This ain't realistic.
Little option play. Lawrence, is he in? Yes, he is. Second rushing.
You want him to air it out.
Trevor Lawrence.
You feel good about it?
So if we believe Trevor Lawrence is going to air it out, right? I do feel pretty good about him using his legs in the red zone. Since he can't make a decision down there, might as well just take the fuck off. But
what you want to do? I don't love it.
I'll pause it. Let's pivot. Let's do Trevor Lawrence over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I just broke you. You're like, hold up. This was not on the touchdown screen. Where do I go?
I gotta go to a different page.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Found it.
Negative 105.
Ooh, it's gone down. I got it at plus money. So I like that.
Besides it for that one?
Yes.
Okay.
I know I just switched the whole game up, but that's what I
who else did we like? So we have Arizona, Houston,
skip.
Chicago, and Detroit.
I mean, it's Gibbs or Montgomery, and I'm still leaning Montgomery.
You like it enough to put on here?
Montgomery. Like they feed Montgomery touchdowns.
Last week, apparently, Jahmyr Gibbs wasn't even supposed to get one of them. David Montgomery was like, "You can have it." You didn't see that?
Imagine that.
Gibbs was like, "Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be in, but like David said I could have it, so I came in."
Yeah, give me David Montgomery. This man is tired of scoring. He's like,
"Yeah, I have plenty for the year. You got some."
Yeah, you go get you one.
Dallas and Carolina. I know you
CD.
like CD.
Yeah, CD.
He's on a tear. I'm gonna keep betting on that man. Plus 110 as well. So
that's wild. You could honestly just put $45 on that. So that's some of the not smart betting. That's some of the smarter plans. Instead of doing like parlays, realistically, if you feel like some things are guaranteed, it's cool to just throw like a little $20 on that and just make some profit.
Yeah.
So like, I really feel Dak Prescott over 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's not a bad play, but I'm gonna go with CD.
It's not. Honestly, I'm cool with throwing that on here if you want.
Nah, I'm gonna take the CD. I really feel like CD gonna torch somebody.
Chargers and Packers.
What is Justin Herbert's passing touchdowns at?
Negative 135
for over 1.5. Give me that.
Okay, Vegas and Miami.
Realistically, you could pick Raheem Mostert. You could pick Tyreek Hill. You could pick. I wouldn't say Waddle so much, but Mostert or Hill. You could pick. What's Tua's?
Braxton? Oh, sorry.
What's Tua's passing touchdowns at?
Negative 210.
I hate that.
No, I don't think. I mean, if you want to just do like a safe one, I think we can throw Raheem Mostert in that or Tyreek. They're both at negative 125.
I say skip it. It's kind of wild, but I say skip it. How many legs are we at so far? This is okay. We're waiting for the last leg, so okay.
Giants and Washington.
Skip it.
Pitt and Cleveland.
Skip it.
Jags in Tennessee.
We already talked about that.
Bucks in San Fran.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about time. He gonna start a new streak.
Okay. You want to look any more, or you want to just see what we got right here?
We got the 5-legger. We locked in on the 5-legger.
So I have $4 left. I can throw a little more on there if you want to.
How much would $4 win?
87.
That's going free.
You cool with that?
Yeah.
So we have T-Law over 1.5 passing touchdowns. We have David Montgomery, anytime touchdown. CD, anytime touchdown. Justin Herbert, 1.5 touchdowns. And CMC, touchdown.
I really like that.
It's all like a lot of it's, and you can tell it's a lot of safe ones. It's a lot of negatives, and then the only one that's actually plus is CD,
which is wild based on the tear he's been on. And then playing Carolina, come on, broski.
All right, I've exhausted all $30.
Okay, it should
That
be
might
a
be all the
fun.
betting. That might be all the betting I do this week.
That should be a fun football Sunday.
That's only like my limit every week. It's like $20-$30. It really is just 20, but
I wish I could say the same, but I cannot.
So that's my limit. So I might there might be a game what's the Sunday night game? Or maybe that Eagles game.
That Eagles game's not a bad shout because it's worth it. The Eagles game's not a bad shout. I would also love a play on potentially the Bills game too, but I really like the Eagles Kansas City game. I really do.
Yeah. I could watch that one, so like I might mess around with that one a little bit. And what's the Sunday night one again? Did you tell me?
Bills Jets, I think. But
I might stay away from that one.
There's also a few just games I'd like to parlay together. Like I really think.
Yeah, I really should. I might throw
look at that. Yeah, see what you like. I'm really feeling the Lions this week.
Oh, you mean look?
But it's a very heavy negative. So I mean, you also have to play that into perspective when you parlay these teams. The Commanders I feel pretty comfortable with as well. The Dolphins, if you pick quite a few heavy favorites and put enough of them together, you could really, not get a crazy payout, but turn your 5 into like 25 or something, depending how many legs you do. But these are the teams I feel fairly confident in. With Tommy DeVito at quarterback, no offense to Tommy DeVito. But I don't think they have enough offensive firepower to match up with the...
I mean, just like... Oh, never mind.
What?
I was going to say, so I put Commanders, Texans, Lions, Cowboys, Dolphins, Jags, Niners, and at $5 to win $19.
Yeah, so heavy favorites, man. So, I mean, but there's something there. You could, if you feel confident enough in these favorites, you can do the spreads, but then you're entering a whole different stratosphere with the betting. You're looking at spreads like, I think Miami's is 9.5, or is it 7.5?
1,000.
No, the spread.
Oh.
Like, how much are they favored with?
13.5.
2 touchdowns spread on the Vegas Raiders. See, I'm not 100% on that.
I'm not 100% that.
But what you do at that point is you tease it down.
To like what, like
minus 6.5 or something like that. I think
Miami
could win by a touchdown
because you can make these like games that you like. I see what you're saying. Like whenever they have it right now. Yeah, you can play around with it.
Yeah, that's more what I lean with. I don't see Miami winning by 2 touchdowns against Vegas. I might come back on here next week and look pretty silly, but I mean, don't see it.
It sounds silly, but with and it might be surprising to say, but the Raiders have been doing pretty good the past couple games, and the coach really seems to have the players.
He's invigorated something.
Yeah, the players seem to really be bought in a little bit more with him right now. So, and he even said something last week that I liked. He was like, "Yeah, I know who to get the ball to." Devontae Adams.
Yeah. So you also got to look though, like this Dolphins defense is getting healthy.
Yeah, you got J-Ram back. It is a.
It might be a 13.5 spot. I just have to think on it a little bit more.
The Dolphins are definitely going to win, but it's just about like how much do you think they're going to win by is the question mark.
There's also live betting. You could wait a little bit. Maybe the Dolphins go down by 2 touchdowns. Hit Dolphins for plus money. I don't think a 2 touchdown lead against the Vegas Raiders is enough to keep me from putting money on the Dolphins. But there's so much you can kind of shake up. Obviously, I'm just going to go ahead and give y'all a rundown. We already posted the 2-leggers. They're right here. We're going to get the 5-legger right there, too, right back here. If I think of anything else that we hit off camera, I might throw that on there. That's kind of what we're rocking with. And I'd say the Teal and Steel parlay for this week is going to be
This is the George Pickens.
George Pickens over 100.
Calvin
Ridley over 100. I don't think I could add touchdowns in there because then it becomes like a same game parlay type thing. But
so I can, before we go, I can quickly show you guys what that
pays up. Yeah, the alternate receiving yards of both those guys going over 100 this week. That's also feeling quite a bit like a donation, but
that one. I mean, it's one of those ones that we've done all year that never hits, but
yeah.
I mean, it's just a fun one to do for the pod, and it's not crazy, but
I mean, at this point, Calvin Ridley over 100 should be at like plus 475 or something crazy.
Honestly, it should be at this point.
Yeah, like it's not realism.
Sorry, this one's actually
stressing you out, making it a little bit more difficult.
Man. So George Pickens over 100 is at plus 1,000.
What?
Yeah.
I bet that shit solo. That's crazy.
And then let me see what Calvin's at. Appreciate you guys being patient with me, by the way. I know I'm not the...
Or if you guys aren't, I mean, I don't even know how many of y'all are listening at this point. This is going to be a fairly long one, but I'm having fun. I'll go back and listen to this.
Calvin is at plus 575.
That's crazy.
So $5 gets you $371.
I'm
you
doing
know how
it.
Realistic that is too. Like, it's not crazy.
I'm doing it.
Man,
imagine.
Let me do that. Let me put. I mean, before they start changing up the lines and shit. Let me just put. Like,
that's nuts.
I'm gonna pay a lot of money. Damn. I've passed my limit.
Sometimes you
I might even just put like. Imagine what $10.
See, that's the thing. There's a reason why it's plus 1,000 though.
Man,
I feel like OBJ's was crazier than plus 400. Now that I'm thinking about it, but
we should be looking at some OBJ ones.
I mean,
actually, no, they're on bye.
They're done now till
they're on bye.
I mean, we could go down a huge rabbit hole. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more off camera about other bets that we like. But for the sake of the pod, not going into the 2-hour mark, we appreciate y'all being here, man. This is episode 4. We're at 1 hour and like 40 minutes.
That's close. It's not one of the longest ones.
This is one of the longer ones, and it's because we got into these anytime touchdowns. Hopefully, you guys have fun toying. Maybe you guys will like pull Latavius Murray and put it with like a Braxton Berrios and like, you know,
don't do that.
go crazy with it. But we give you some options that we like. That's, you know, it's not even so much like the player scoring; it's more of the value that's there. Hopefully, you guys toy with a couple of those ones that we set up. And then we definitely want to cook something for Thanksgiving, but I'm not sure if it'll be a Teal and Steel episode necessarily, or we might drop something short, do like anytime touchdown scores for Thanksgiving. It'll be a little fun short video. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Go ahead.
Leave in the comments if you put any of these in, or if there's any other ones that you like. If they hit, let us know. You know, because we want to know.
Last week it didn't hit,
but it was fun. Make money, so.
No, we are trying to make some bread. I've not been doing the best at it yet, but we're gonna get there. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Shouts out the Steelers. Hopefully they take care of business this week. Shouts out the Jags. Hopefully we can get back on the right track. We'll see you on episode 5 next week. Hopefully next week, if not next 2 weeks. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.